Hello! Welcome back to another exciting episode of MegStories. If you're enjoying what you're watching, we kindly ask you to show your support by liking the video, subscribing to our channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell to stay updated with our latest content. Wife caught using new open marriage as smokescreen for double life with girlfriend. Wife and I, 29F and 29-9, were high school sweethearts, went to college together, professional school together, and are completing the final stages of our postgraduate training together. We have been married 8 years and together for 15 years. I completed the final training stage earlier than her and am moving to a phase of my career where I signed a big contract. And in a couple of months, my salary, currently $50K-ish, will instantly increase 5-6x and afford us a type of lifestyle neither of us has ever experienced. She has 2 years until something similar will happen to her, and she and I were unbelievably close to experiencing the rewards of all our years of supporting each other and delayed gratification. I negotiated my contract to last until she finishes her training, and she and I would get to decide for the first time where we wanted to go and live our dream life on our own terms. About a month ago, she approached me and told me she was experiencing a confusing physical attraction to a female coworker and close friend of hers. She has historically never been attracted to other women. She felt strongly enough about these feelings to bring it up to me, and I believed it took a lot of courage to admit it to herself and to talk to me about it as well, especially given her extremely religious conservative upbringing. We have talked in theory about polyamorous relationships, and although we had always been monogamous, she knew I have a firm belief that humans can have feelings for more than one person at once without those feelings being less valuable or less legitimate. She requested a conditional open marriage to explore these new developments in her sexuality. She spoke to her friend who reciprocated the attraction. We discussed ground rules that we could all agree on to allow them to explore things in a way that was clearly designed to keep our marriage as the final priority, and all parties agreed to proceed with full consent. I initially created this account to explore polyamory and open marriage subreddits. Any negative emotions I was experiencing I interpreted as jealousy, which I needed to work through, and I started seeing a therapist with the specific goal of processing those feelings to allow my wife, who I implicitly trusted, the freedom I felt she deserved. On multiple occasions, I even apologized to both of them for taking longer to get comfortable with the arrangement than I originally anticipated. I didn't need to do any of this for long because my rapidly developing suspicions that something was deeply wrong proved to be correct. After enough violations of our rules in a short period of time, coercing me into allowing her to push those boundaries further and faster than she knew I was comfortable with, and general sketchy, dishonest behavior. I couldn't ignore my suspicions anymore and looked through her phone one night while she was asleep. I felt genuinely awful violating her privacy like that, despite one of the ground rules of the arrangement being completely open communication, including the option to review each other's digital communication, which we both knew I never actually had any intention of doing. I found a staggering amount of unequivocal evidence that the two of them had been having an affair for an indeterminate amount of time, but definitely much longer than our open experiment. It appears they actually came up with the idea together in order to spend additional time together on top of what they were already doing behind my back. During the time I did know about, they were meeting far more often than I knew, having her girlfriend park down the street and sneak through the backyard to avoid triggering our security systems so they could spend nights together while I'm out of town or working an overnight, yelling about having to stay late at work in order to spend time together, as well as having frequent intimate contact in their workplace during work hours. They were also intimate in our bed, didn't even change the sheets afterwards sometimes, which was a boundary that my wife herself had proposed we keep as something for only the two of us. Aside from crossing numerous physical boundaries and lying about the timeline, there were also messages in which they were making long-term plans for the next 2 years when my new job would frequently pull me away from home to essentially live together in our house for a significant portion of the year, using my increased income to fund things they wanted to do together. Even more shocking was a clear pattern that showed my wife to be the primary instigator-aggressor in their relationship. Several times her girlfriend showed some degree of hesitancy, to which my wife would tell her how she would fix this for them, and that all she had to do was keep me happy enough to remain oblivious, and very soon they would have essentially free reign to have a life together. The text I was reading sounded like some evil sociopath I had never met, especially not the love of my life to which I have devoted 15 years. When I confronted my wife about this yesterday, she claimed to have no idea what I was talking about. Even when presented with screenshots of her own words, she continued to try denying that she was clearly having a prolonged affair that she planned to continue and was going to use me for financial security while living a double life with her girlfriend. After hours of discussion, she finally admitted to everything. Obviously, I am completely lost right now. I have never made a single decision in my adult life that did not include thinking of us as a single unit, always working towards a shared goal that we were so close to achieving. I feel like I don't even know who this person is, and we have been together over half of our lives. Now that she has been caught, she claims that she has broken off her relationship with her girlfriend and is willing to do anything it takes to rebuild trust between us. To me, this seems impossible. Due to the nature of their jobs, she and the person she was cheating on me with will see each other on nearly a daily basis over the next 2 years, which will include multiple mandatory overnight stays together and potential to be assigned night shifts alone together for up to a month at a time. They have already cheated together while at work on multiple occasions, and my wife would text her afterwards about how she thought it was extra hot. Even if I reach a place where I want to try to fix things, in my mind, there is no way that can happen while the two of them are still seeing each other on a daily basis. Leaving her current job essentially ends her career, leaving her with 6-figure debt and no way to pay them off. She is trying to come up with some system of accountability that will make it possible to trust that she isn't continuing her affair at work. But I cannot think of anything that would possibly give me the level of reassurance I would need, due to the extreme and complicated measures she has already used in the past to deceive me, and her clear ability to look me in the eye and lie in a way that made me believe her. So I am nearly certain we need to get a divorce. I wish I could say I was 100% certain, but I don't think my brain is capable of imagining a future without us being together. Despite knowing we need to split up, the nature of her affair presents additional complications. Her family is extremely religious, and there is a chance they would disown her due to her affair being with a woman. Her family also has seen the levels of love and support I've given over the years and thinks of me as a son. I'm probably closer to her parents than I am my own. Additionally, her workplace actions could either result in significant setback or termination, which would leave her with hundreds of thousands of dollars of debt, with much more limited ability to ever get it paid off. Somehow, despite everything she had done, I do not want to burn her personal life, family life, and career completely to the ground, so I am currently keeping it a secret from almost everyone else in our lives until we come up with an acceptable cover story for why this blissfully happy and successful couple suddenly get a divorce when we are on the verge of enjoying everything we have worked our whole lives to achieve. I feel like an idiot. I feel alone, and an anonymous wall of text on a subreddit is one of my only outlets to process the most painful experience of my life. If you enjoyed this type of content and would like to see more of it, support the channel. Feel free to subscribe and turn on notifications.